Oh, thank you so much. Okay. So now we're going to discuss a little bit the mitzvah Saber, Rabbi Sai. Just I saw a couple of interesting shilas. The etzem sugya Saber, is not a new sugya to us, but I saw a couple of interesting shilas that I thought maybe we should, it will be good, a good gishmaka simchas yontav duchzeret in shilas, right? So, halacha that Shulchan Aruch Kafai in days. First of all, state halacha yochin mokum meishava sheyeshiv haseba derech cheres. So, haseba state on Shulchan Aruch. That's not stam a mitzvah haseba, nor part of the hachana for a seder is just like you're supposed to have kalim noim kafi koi koi, the beautiful kalim. Part of the meichen zayin for the seder is that you should have a moishav that should enable you to sit by haseba derech cheres. Right? So the inyan of haseba was an inyan of, it's part of the derech cheres that we're praving the seder. Of a zoyvai state in Ramah that the balsad halacha oni is also supposed to have haseba. So even if an oni doesn't have korim, yeshiv al safsel means yeshiv al safsel. What does that mean? That means that I would think there would be a havamina that just stam leaning. It's not a ma'isa mitzvah leaning. It's a derech cheres of having a makoim. That's a makoim that you can sit by seba. So if he has an oni, he doesn't have any pillows. He doesn't have any. He has beer. Mishabur says, what if he doesn't even have a chair? So the chvot given a chiddush that the pshat is, even though he can lean on the floor, he could lean on a bare bench, whatever it is. Multich gitraka. This come mokum from cheres. Mamash malon that no, he has to be. He'll be makayim cheres with his haseb of his oifen. But it does declare that the pshat, as we see over here, that the haseb is this comes ma'isa haseb. It's a derech cheres, a mokum from derech cheres that you have to be meichin, and of them a dar chiddush that even an oni can have such a thing. Okay, so we'll see what we need this for. We'll see as we get on in haseb. So now we know that the halacha is that even though we do haseba b'zman hazeh, right? The Ramah brings it over here in Tiv Dalet. The halacha in Tafayin Beis Dalet. Isha in tzricha haseba, Ellen keni chashuva, right? And Isha, her derech is not to be meisid because in front of her husband she stares her, right? Amos bailo lesh state rishonim. But if she's an Isha Kashuva, so she needs to have haseba. And the Ramah says, Chol anoshim shalonu mikri chashuvit, so they should be meisiv. Ach, lo ignoagu lohosef kisom chal divrei Rav Yo. Shekosov, the bizman hazeh ein lohosef. So the Rav Yo's chiddush is that since our minig a whole year is, b'shar yemois hashana, we sit normal. We don't sit paseva. So when meilu oy bazoi teheshish kan derech cheres to go sit paseva by the seder, because since it's fakir we start to eat paseva. So when meilu there's no din of paseva. So what does Ramon mean over here? Ramon means like this. It's a funny way of making a pshar over here. The Ramon seems to be saying that bishlama, if there would be a din. That if the zman hazeh there would be the derech would be lahaseh, so then ein okanami you have to be meisiv, right? Both given halacha that an isha does not have a din haseba unless she's chashuva. Over hayois over here the halacha is that the etzem our derech is not to do haseba. The zman hazeh Rav Yol does no haseba. So even though we don't go with the Rav Yo when it comes to regular din hasei, but we don't go with the Rav Yo. But so we are meisiv, but the negeya and isha that that an isha is Eines Tzricha Seiva Elam Kena Chashuva. So even Noshim Chashuvas are noyig like the Rav Yah, and they're not Mesa. It's a little bit hard to understand. Like, what's this shor over here? Like Lamonashach. Like, if the halacha is not like a suffix over here, Isha Eines Tzricha Seiva is a din vadai. Elam Kena Chashuva is a din vadai. Shtozin Seiva. So what does the Ramah mean? I guess Klapi, the din of the Mars, Pevet Kol Noshim Shalom Mikri Chashuvas. Where did the Ramah get this from? Where the Mars could get this from? Pashtas, because you don't want to differentiate, you don't want to call suffix, let her be Mesis. So the Mela of them helps the Rav Yah, that Fakir, Shaloi L'chalik, we say that Noshim should be Soimach on the Rav Yah, and they shouldn't be Mesis, because we don't want to go ahead and be mechalik between different noshim. So it's a difficult hagdor over here in what in what he's saying over here. Agav. Let's forget l'maisa, right? So let's say an isha is going to say she doesn't have a chiyuv say, but the Ramah says lo nagul say. But what if she wants to eat? She's not sitting down normally the way she sits down. She's getting up. She's eating it while she's walking. So the halacha is that it's very mistaber that she's not yoytz at all, because the pshat is does that matzah you have to eat derech cheres. That's lo kuli alma, right? Novos. The shaila what there was a suffix over here. What says derech cheres in heintige Zeit? So is derech cheres haseba, the small, we don't eat that way a whole year. So it's not ma'akiv if you don't have that haseba. But we do eat sitting down, right? What's our cheres? Our cheres is we sit when we eat, right? The shaman is running around the whole time. But avada the pshat is noshim will not be yoitza, right, unless they're sitting. The same halacha will be, we're going to soon see a Talmud, a Eitzel Rabbi, right? It has no chiyuv haseba, of avadi, it's ma'akiv that he has to be sitting, because the pshat is, it's only a ptur in haseba, but it's not a ptur in a vissel. It's not going to be a stira to the covered rabbi, avada vazoivait, he has a chiyuv, right? Not the pshat is, he doesn't have a din of haseba, so the main law he can go ahead and walk around and eat whichever way he wants. No, the Mesuyin Dika Seba, which is interpreted as a Pki and Kvoid Rabbi, that he doesn't have. But Avada, the din to eat the matzah in an oisin fun cheres, he does have, as long as it's not a stira to Kvoid Rabbi. That's the chayra going to be the chiddush over here. Okay, fine. So now let's go weiter. So it says over here, a Talmud l'fnei Rabbi ein tzorech haseba. Unless the rabbi gives him rishus, right? That's going to be the okay. So Talmud Eitzel Rabbi does not have a din haseba, ein tzorech haseba, unless the rabbi gives him rishus. And when the rabbi gives him rishus, the halacha is that then he's mechuyev to be meised. Okay. So that's Nasisu. Now we have halacha in halacha zayin, the famous halacha. Kol misha tzorech haseba im ochel eishosa b'lo yaseba lo yotza. The tzorech lauza b'lecha b'lishleis paseba. This is a mocker over here is the Rosh. The Rosh is medactic. The Gemara. The Gemara says that a shamis. The Gemara says a shamis that tzorech haseba. So the lashon of the Gemara is that if he had she'ochel kazayis matzah ba'aseba yotza. Dr. Rosh states on the Gemara that if it was not ba'aseba lo yotza. So how does the Rosh learn lo yotza? Lo yotza means he wasn't yotza the din of matzah. So if he wasn't yotza the din of matzah, he has to go ahead and he has to eat the matzah over again ba'aseba, and that's the way the Machaber passes like the Rosh. Okay? And the Zohar is up by Daled Kaises of the Rosh. Heyois, the halacha is that if he has to eat it ba'aseba, he has to drink ba'aseba, the Daled Kaises. So if he wasn't he was shoyser shaloi b'aseba. He has to drink over again, and then the Rosh is machalik between which kais it was. So if it's between the second and third kais, where he doesn't have to make a bracha, so of course he has to drink over again b'aseba. But if it's between the third and fourth kais, it's going to be nearer k'moisav because you're going to have to make another bracha. So it's going to be nearer k'moisav al kaises. So memele he cannot drink over again because he's going to have to make another bracha, and we don't want it to look like he's being moisav al kaises. So what should he do? Toi soymech an Rav Yah. Soymech an Rav Yah, which the Ramah says, you know, the Ramah says, like Rav Yah, you would be yoyt without a seiba, and memele you wouldn't have to eat over again altogether, right? So it's not negay this halacha if you ate without a seiba that you have to eat or drink over again by seiba. So if the Ramah akra, we're not going to rely on the Ramah if you have an eitzah, but if the eitzah is with difficulties, so Lamashal, you have a problem there of all cases, so then we're going to be soymech on the Rav Yah. So that's what it comes out over here. Okay, fine. So again, we paskin if you eat, let's say matzah without a seiba, you for sure have to go ahead and eat over again the matzah. No shiur. You have to eat over again the matzah. If you daled kaises, depends which kais. If it's possible to drink over the kais and be yoytze nocham the din seiba without a problem, moisav al kaises, you rather have to do it. Atkan the halachas over here. In the end, the Ramah fears ois l'chatchila yesiv kol suda. A person should be mated by the whole suda. Derech teres, there's a halacha that you should be mated by the whole suda. Over here, it's very funny. The Mishnah Berurah, the Ramah doesn't bring it. So l'chatchila dikadin. That's why he doesn't bring it. Over our minig, I don't know anybody who has the minig to be mated by kol suda. So they bring down Shlomo Zalman, I think Rabbi Yasha, the Gdolei Poskim said like this: B'negeya this din l'chatchila, Avada will go like the Rav Yah. Why? Because our minig it's very it's not comfortable to eat that way. So I'm not going to eat the Shulchan Aruch in a way that of them is zichado the Rav Yah. We're soymech on the Rav Yah. Beyond when the Chachamim u'mesakin aseiba. And it was ma'akiv the din seiba by achilas matzah, the kezayis rishona, the afikoimen, which is a suffix like the Mishnah Berurah brings later, the Sharatzian, according to some rishonim, yoytze to the mitzvah achilas matzah with the afikoimen. So there, or the daled kaises. So there, we don't want to be samech on the Rav Yah. So in Mela we eat ba seiba, and as much as we ate shaloi ba seiba, we're going to eat over again. Because we don't want to be soymech on the Rav Yah. But l'gabi the l'chatchila dikadin of eating the suda b'aseiba of dem abada, it's not comfortable. So I won't have that. Look, why should I eat? Why should I do that l'chatchila if it's not going to be comfortable? Of dem abada with soymech on the Rav Yah. That's the halakha l'maisa. Could be that there are people that do eat the whole suda b'aseiba, or maybe because for whatever reason, I'll go upon it. Adkan. The tzurta, the shmaitza of the sugya of haseiba. So let me tell you over a few sheina shilas. I saw in the Sefer Adan Asar. It says like this. There's a couple of shilas. Okay, so I have a case over here.
What time is it?
Sorry. Okay. Everyone's here. Everyone hears me good?
Yes,
Good?
yes, go ahead. Somebody just tuned in. Go ahead.
No problem. Okay, so given Ashayla, Anacholamoid Pesach, the minig was, we get to Gedolim. So Rabbi Avram Ginachowski went to Rabbi Dov Landa. They were Chaveir and Rabbi Dov was older than him a little bit, but that mamish an unbelievable relationship. To Gedolim, Bekim and Charifim and Kol HaTorah Kula mamish. So he asked them as Asad child, right? So somebody was sitting by a Seder, and his Rebbe was there. Oh, but he didn't know that his Rebbe was there. Yeah, it was a big Seder. Obviously not like a Seder like we have this year. It was a big Seder. He didn't know that he was there. L'maisa, what happened? He wasn't Meisiv. He ate a kazayas matzah, and he wasn't Meisiv. Fine. And now, all of a sudden, he realizes that his Rebbe was there. So what's the halach over here? So what was he asking? He's asking like this. Aliba de emes, he had no chiyuv haseva, because his Rebbe was there. But when he was eating the matzah, he had no idea that his Rebbe was there. So he, in his mind, he wasn't being mekayim the mitzvah of haseva, and he had, as far as he was concerned, he had a chiyuv haseva. So do you say that the Lemaisa Vibalt, if he would have known the truth, he would not have had a chiyuv haseva? So memela oy bazoi, he's hakayoytzu without a, because he doesn't have a chiyuv haseva liba de emes. Or do you say, what's the difference of liba de emes? Of as far as he was concerned, when he was eating, he didn't know that his Rebbe was there. If he didn't know that his Rebbe was there, he did have a chiyuv haseva. So is the chiyuv haseva totally in him, or is the chiyuv haseva totally in the emes? If it's totally in the emes, so then l'chayru was yosel v'yeh. He didn't have a chiyuv haseva. If it's totally in whether he knew that the Rebbe was there, and the meila oy bazoi, he wasn't allowed to be meisiv because he didn't know the Rebbe was there. So in meila faket, his chiyuv now was yet to be meisiv. The aliba the emes doesn't mean anything over here. Doesn't give them the shiur. They alum the shesod shiur. I would touch up the shiur like this, because without having Zoom, I could still see a few confused faces out there, and so let me just let me be masber. Let me try to put a smile to your face in the shiur over here, right? What's the lumnus of the shiur? So let's backtrack a little bit. Let me ask you a different type of shiur, which is the same type of shiur, right? So Allah is a Talmud that's Yoshev Eitzel Rabbi, doesn't have to be Mesiv, right? So what happened? The Talmud was sitting there by the Seder, and he's sure that his Rebbe is there. He's looking, it's a long table, and he asked someone, the Rebbe's there, the Rebbe's there. Sure, the Rebbe's there. No, he sat, the aim of the Yira, the Rebbe sits by Seder, and the Rebbe without a Seder. Then afterwards, someone tells him, the Lemaisa, the Rebbe never came in. He never came into the Seder. He was sitting there and the whole time, and the Rebbe, it was a mistake. The Rebbe nishkevem. So now he says, I ate the kazayis without a Seder, and Lemaisa, why? Because I thought the Rebbe was there. But Lemaisa, now I know the Rebbe wasn't there. So what am I supposed to do now? Doesn't give enzai shiloh. So what would I say in such a case? So I said, what I would say in such a case is, you know what? In that case, it's not negeya. It's not negeya because you don't go. You had a mistake over here. You thought you didn't have to have a seiba because your Rebbe was there. Lamaisa, the Rebbe wasn't there. You did have to have a seiba. So the Boruch Shuta that you go but to the emes, and the emes is he needed to have a seiba. In his mind, he thought his Rebbe was there. Wonderful. As einer sitzt in sein Stieb, and he has the Must Yuknei Shel Rabbi Lefanov, and he says, I can't have a seiba over here. Well, in mine cup, ich sehe the Rebbe, but he has a big portrait of his Rebbe, and he says, Bamir, this Talmud Yoshev Eitzel Rabbi. So we tell him, Reb Yid, stop hallucinating. It's very, very nice. It's very kosher that you have your Rebbe in front of you. But Lamaisa, it's not Talmud Yoshev Eitzel Rabbi. So here also, it wasn't Talmud Yoshev Eitzel Rabbi. So Abadi's going to have to eat over again. Why is it a shayla by a seiba? Why is it only a shayla by a seiba? If somebody thinks he's not eating a kazayas matzah and he ends up eating a kazayas, he wasn't yaitzer?
Somebody thinks he's in a not kosher sukkah, and he ends up he was in a kosher sukkah. I don't want
to get off track. Let's talk about Aseba. I'll explain to you why we're talking about Aseba over here, Dafka, right? So that's Pashit, that the Takon of Aseba was, you have to be Mesid, and it's only if you're Yoshev Eitzel Rabbi. We don't understand exactly what the Agdor of the din of Yoshev Eitzel Rabbi is, but what is it, a din Tchiyah, because you're Mechuyev B'Kvoid Rabbi, or you're Mechuyev B'Moira Rabbi, right? So Memela Oiba say there is no din Aseba. Aber Hot Henach, Dafka, if what? If the rabbi is there. If you thought the rabbi was there, it's wonderful. So in your mind, so yes, you made a mistake and finished. So Abad the Pshat is you're going to have to eat over again with our Seba. Zol can being a mamish, a very practical shiur, right? You're going to say the Seder, right? So in my day, there was a huge oil that ate the Seder Baruch Hutner, right? By the Yeshiva and the kind of validity, prophet of Seder. And anybody who wanted could come to that Seder. No, Rabbi, move it, phrase, Talmud, so Rabbi, versteht sich mit Gesitzen on a Seder, right? So they ate the Seder, and then someone comes to say, did you know that the Rebbe gave Rishus, the Seirish, that anybody who's sitting at the Seder can eat Bar Seder? In the halacha, we know the halacha is that if the Rebbe gives Rishus, then you're mechuyev to be Mesa. The only reason you can't be Mesa, this Rabbi, is because of the din of Kavod Arav, or Moira Arav, or the Rav can Michael sein, of sein Kavod, right? So obviously, Mahaltas nicht kann bezoyen by the Rav, because of Bezoyna, you can't be Michael. Over this nicht kann bezoyen, it's not felt in Kavod, maybe felt in Moira. We'll see maybe later, but I'll call upon him if he gives Rishus. So now, what's the person going to do? He's saying, 1 second, look at this. Here, he was sitting with Snei Rabbi, and started a halach over here, Talmud, Ayoshel Snei Rabbi, in Torah Lawson, and he was being kind of din of Moira. No, boss, he didn't know that the Rebbe gave him Rishus. That the Rebbe gave everybody Rishus, so he was mistaken. So here's a little bit more of a sharper shiloh than the first shiloh, because the first shiloh, he thought the Rebbe was there. This bar was a toys, the Rebbe wasn't there. Here, the Rebbe is there. And there is, about it is a din of Moira in front of the Rebbe. No, punk, the Rebbe gave Rishus, klapi da seba. So mainly he was mechuyev lahaseh. So here you could say, okay, I'll leave it the emes, he was mechuyev lahaseh. So mainly now he has to eat over again the matzah. Or, me'efshek HaMcLaren, the Baal Lamaisa, he was eating with Nei Rabbi. The fact that he didn't know that the Rabbi gave him Rishus, as long as he didn't know, he taka was potter about Seba. So if she doesn't have to eat over again. So this is a more sharper child, McKen Zogan. They're also Lamaisa, Aliba the Emes. What was the Emes over here? The Emes over here was that he had a Chiva Seba. If the Emes is that he had to eat the matzah Seba, and he didn't eat it Seba, so Allah is loyos, and he has to eat over again. What we can plan in Bein. Now, why is this Shiloh different? So that's what I'm saying. That this Shiloh is a more lumdish Shiloh. Shiloh is like this. What was our case over here? Remember, what's the Shiloh was Miskifre? This fellow was sitting in front. He was sitting in front of his Rav. He was fakir. He didn't know the Rebbe was there. He ate Paseva. No, I'm sorry, fakir. Sorry. He was sitting in front of the Rav. He didn't know the Rav was there, and he still wasn't Mesiv. So he was eating Shloi Baseb. He wasn't even kind of Takonis Chazal. Takonis Chazal is you have to eat a Kazayis Baseb, and if you eat Shloi Baseb, it's Ma'akid. So he was eating Shloi Baseb. No, but afterwards they came and they told him, did you know that the Rebbe was there? He said, the Rebbe was there. Baruch Hashem, I wasn't Mesiv. I didn't realize the Rebbe was here, but now that I know that the Rebbe was here, I'm so happy that I wasn't Mesiv. And now the Shiloh over here is, does he have to eat over again? So so now, Aliba the Emes, about the Rebbe was over here. If we're going to go with Aliba the Emes, like we went in the first two things. So Lamaisa, the Rebbe was there. He didn't have a chiva seiba. He didn't have a chiva seiba. So Oibazoi, Avadi was Yoitza. Or maybe this is different. Why? Because the Pshat is Azoi. Well, in other words, what's the lumdus of the Shiloh? Lumdus of the Shiloh is like this. The Avada do chiva seiba. The Chachamim didn't say that the Pshat is there's a chiva seiba. Nor Talmud Eitzel Rabbi, there's no chiva seiba. That's not the Pshat. Pshat is Azoi. By Talmud Eitzel Rabbi, the Baal Talmud is mechuyev to be mechabed his Rebbe. Memela Oibazoi, and Haseiva is a steer to that covet. Memela Oibazoi, Zayin Chiyuv, the way he's being mechabed his Rebbe is by eating Haseiva. So you can't, it's about these two things are a steer. So Memela, the eating Shaloi Haseiva, the reason why he's Yoitza is because eating Shaloi Haseiva is being mechabed his Rebbe. But if he didn't know that the Rebbe was there at all, so you can't say that his eating Shaloi Haseiva was, you know why it was Yoitza? Because the Kiyum din of, in other words, the Kiyum din of the Chachamim in front of his Rebbe is, give cover to your Rebbe. That's what we want. Eat the matzah and giving cover to your Rebbe. Over here, when he was eating the matzah, he wasn't giving cover to the Rebbe. He didn't even know the Rebbe was there. So what he was Yoitza over here? What was he Yoitza? There's also a Kiyum din to eat Shaloi Haseiva in front of the Rebbe. Every matzah da Pavan Haseiva. No grada over here, when the Rebbe is there, so the chiyuv to be mechabed the Rebbe is being mechabed the Rebbe. So Memela asked the Shaloi Haseiva. But if he's not being mechabed the Rebbe, as far as he's concerned, there is no Rebbe over there. So what kind of kiyuv din did he have over here eating Shaloi Haseiva? That's one way to understand. The other way to understand is no. The Baal Lamaisa, even if he would have known the Rebbe was there, he wouldn't have had a din to eat Basei. But no Zion would be out covered his Rebbe. But Lamaisa, at the end of the day, he wouldn't have had a din Basei. So Heinz said, even though he didn't know the Rebbe was there, but I'll leave it to Emes, he had no Chiyuv Basei. So Memeli was Yoitza. Thus to give in the Shiloh over here, doesn't get a Shiloh over here. That was going to Shiloh over here. It comes out, and also another interesting Shiloh that's mistai from the Shiloh, right? So let's say a guy is sitting at the state, he doesn't know our case, he doesn't know his Rebbe's there. And now what happened? So he starts eating Haseiva. Now some guy on the table, he sees, 1 second, what's this guy doing over here? The Rebbe is sitting there, and he's eating Haseiva. So, now, is he mechuyev to tell this guy, hello, stop eating, stop what you're doing over here. L'maisa, the Rebbe's here, and then he'll eat Shaloi Haseiva. Or do you say, no, a vissel, he doesn't chop that the Rebbe's here. So, Memela Oibazoi, he's now doing kedin, he's eating Haseiva. So why should I stop him and tell him not to eat Shaloi Haseiva? You know, that's the shiur shashayla. The halach is that Talmud Eitzel Rabbi, when he's Eitzel Rabbi, there is no kiyum of Haseiva Eitzel Rabbi, right? Unless the Rabbi gives a shus, there is no kiyum Haseiva. So then the Mela Oibazoi is ganz mistarvet to tell this person, listen, what are you doing over here? There's no din Haseiva over here. Stop, right? But if the pshat is no, if the bout I have to be Mechamed Rebbe, and I know that my Rebbe is there, so Memela Oibazoi, my seed is covered to my Rebbe, takes away my din Haseiva. So a vissel he didn't know at that point. So go a makra Haseiva. You know, it could be that it's a different child over here. You have to stop him because it's a bezoyin for the Rav, or it's a sorn in kibbutz for the Rav. But midin Haseiva, there's no reason to stop him. He's doing kedin because he doesn't know the Rebbe is there, right? So these are the shilos over here that come out in the Dinei Haseiva, and I want to go ahead and stel to over here the shiurish of what Haseiva is, and to try to come back to all these shilos over here. So let's focus over here on Haseiva. Okay. So, in the Gemara in Brachos, famous Gemara, we're not going to go into the whole Gemara, obviously, but the Gemara says like this. The Gemara says, you take a mincha, right? We're talking about menachos over there, in case of mevorchim, right? So the Gemara says, Hoya oimeru makriv menachos b'Yushalayim. States, if you go ahead and you eat from the mincha, you make a moisim lechem and oris. Finished. Dr. Gemara, Hatanya, look at Mikulon. If you took from all these people, you took a kezayis from the mincha, v'ochlon, im chametzu onish chorus. V'im matzu, Adam yoytzei bo yidei choyvosoi b'Pesach. So you're being makar the mincha, and you take from the mincha, you take a kezayis, so if it's chometz, chorus. If it's matzah, you yoytze yidei choyvas matzah. Tosis asks, what do you mean im chometzu? Say the kolam menachos bois matzah. What do you mean im chometzu? Where's the chometz over here? Steht the kolam menachos bois matzah. So Tosis asks on that shtickle. But on the matzah shtickle, being yoytze yidei choyvas matzah with a mincha is not a problem, right? Okay, there's a lot of shilos on this Gemara. Either the halacha b'chol moishvei seichem, and you have to eat it in Azor, you can't eat it b'chol moishvei seichem. We're not going to go into all the shilos in this Gemara. We're going to ask a different shilo over here in this Gemara. L'chayra, lo mefregna shilo over here. We know that matzah dafoven aseba, and state the paskin shulchan aruch. If you eat matzah shloi b'aseba, you're not yoytze the choyvas matzah, right? That's the pashtus. You have to eat over again. You're not yoytze the choyvas matzah. The rosh, any kazayis matzah, you ate the kazayis shloi b'aseba, medaf eseniba. Why? Because medaf mekayim zayin, it's adin in the mitzvahs matzah, and the mitzvahs matzah daf mekayim zayin b'aseba. Fregt men a kasha, the kasha, the Har Tzvi gefregt. Is gefregt Harav Avramsky the Shaila. L'choira, if you need to have haseba by matzah, the halacha is that forget about haseba. Ein yeshiva ba'azor lo'malchei beis David uvad means that the kohanim could not sit in the azor. So the only way they were able to eat over here this mincha is ba'amida. If they were only able to eat it ba'amida, so then how could you be yoytze chiv matzah? Ochal v'lo yaseh v'lo yotzah. So memela ibazoi, and what are you going to do? We eat over again matzah. So this telfin you can't take. It's kosher. You can't take it out of the azor. If you can't take it out of the azor, then how are you going to be yoytze the din matzah mit azam matzah? If you're eating it shloi b'aseba.
So felt nicht in cheirus. There's no chesora no cheirus if you can't eat it b'aseba. The cheirus means some people eat vitzindik and some people eat ungelike. If you're b'cheirus, you eat ungelike. But if you can't eat ungelike, there's no chesora. There's felt nicht in the din cheirus.
So you want to say that what? It lies like Eitzel Rabbi? It's a tour of Eitzel Rabbi?
Whatever the tour is, I'm just saying, when you have to sit the seba, it means you don't sit regular, you sit b'derech cheirus. You have to eat it b'derech cheirus. If it's not shayach, if a person can't lie down, right? He can't lie down. He's physically unable to lie down. So he's not yoytze in the din matzah. Of Hanayim, that's the only way he can eat. The only way you can eat, Kahanim can eat, that's even derech cheirus. There's no chesorin in derech cheirus to eat if that's the only way you can eat.
Well, okay, so let's see. Okay, you're saying very good. Let's see. Lamazan. Good, very good. So Rav Abramsky answered the Shiloh, and he said like this. He said the Gemara. He answered he answered right straight off the cuff, very partial. He says, "What's haste? Well, yotza over there means." Midoraisi not yoytze the din matzah, but yoytze the din matzah. No, so da din drabona. I say, but the chadrabona. So if there's a doa din drabonon for seiba, it's a doa din that drabonon said that you have to eat the matzah by seiba. So al din drabonon, you have to go ahead and eat over again a kazayis. Over Yen Gemara and Yen and Bryce and Menachos that says that Yotzei Matzah in the Azora means that the Reis did. So Mela ain't a kanami. What's the kash over here? This that you have to eat over the kazayis of Rav Abramsky gesagt, das ist nicht a din. I mean, mit der Reis you were Yotzei Choyvas Matzah. About you were Yotzei Choyvas Matzah. Elamai, what are you eating over again? You're eating over again because the dog didn't drop on. That Rabbanon said it's ma'akiv in the matzah to have ba'seiba. So that Rabbanon, that's the home and extra, whatever it is, you won't be able to be kind of then Rabbanon will be a soul, or but you'll mind so you can be yoytei chodesh matzah with the rice. Also jetzt Rav Abramsky gesagt, aus the Har Tzvi geteinet zurück to Mamisha, he said like this, I don't understand. If you're Taka learning that Rabbanon did not make their takonis aseba in the din deraisa of matzah. They didn't say that you're not going to be yoytza matzah without the drabonon din of aseba. All they said was that midaraisa yoytza no adar din noisaf midrabonon be makaima din aseba in the matzah. Dr. Oiba say, what's going to help you to eat over again? You already yoytza the matzah. The kazayish ni that you're eating over here is not any more than mitzvah's matzah. The mitzvah's matzah you were b'kaim because I rishoina. The kazai shniya is whatever. It's not the choivas matzah, and if their takana was that midrabonon, you have to have a din asayim in the choivas matzah. So what's going to help you to eat over again? Kazai now midaraisa yoytz the first kazai, the second kazai is only b'kaim din asayim. What's going to help you the second kazai is? That's not anymore achilas mitzvah. Now, a matzah you can handle. You could say, sure, maybe there is a choivas. There's be'erev toichel matzahs al derech the maral. Every kazayis is a mitzvah. So memelo oibazoi das heißt we bout Rabbanan said you weren't mekayim the din haseba. So memelo ein kanami. You have to eat over another kazayis matzah, and that kazayis will be taka choiva al the kiyum mitzvah be'erev toichel matzahs. Memelo you be mekayim haseba the kiyum mitzvah be'erev toichel matzahs. But what are you going to do by Dal Koises? By Dal Koises, let's say you drank the Dal Koises, the fourth Kois, you did Shloi Baseva. So now what are you going to do? Drink over again? What's going to help you to drink over again? Lamaisa, if you were Yoitza, the mitzvah, it's just a din that the Rabbanan need to have a din HaSeva. So what's going to help you to drink over again? Which is really going to be the Brisker of Shtel, and we're going to see in a second. So Azayah said, and he said that Mistavra, Avada, when the Chachamim said that you Avada is a din drabonon the din of Aseba. When they said over here, what did they do by Aseba? They said that we sleep unzer takona. We have a din over here to say that you weren't yoytzi a masa without Aseba. So they were mafkia that you weren't yoytzi the masa without Aseba. So you have to talk and now eat over the masa again to be yoytzi the din masa. It's not just Tamadin now. What are you eating over again to be Makayim Haseba Midrabonon? No, the Haseba Drabonon is gestert the Matzah the Reis also. The Chacham have a koyach over here. So so what does it mean? You were Yoitzi Dei Chayvasoi Midrabonon, not the Takon of Haseba. You weren't Yoitzi your Chayvas Matzah. Fine. So now this is his shiur again. No, what's the shiur? Shtei in Gemara. That in the Azora, when you ate matzah, you were kind of did matzah. You couldn't make haseba. So l'chayra, it should have been ma'akiv in the kiyum mitzvah deraisa of matzah. So Rav Abramsky gesagt haseba is never ma'akiv in the kiyum din deraisa of matzah. On the hartzviyat getainet no, we bought the chacham and made it hakon in haseba. So in Mela, that the pshat is that it is ma'akiv in the kiyum din of matzah. And in Mela, that's why you have to eat over again, and that's why eating over again helps, because you talk a word Makayim that did Dalit Koises and you did Shloi Basei, well, it did Matzah, you did Shloi Basei. And that's why Itaka helps. So when May was Sirik Shver the Kasha, that's how he learned. That's how he learned. Yesh Loden Harbe, right? The Har Tzvi said a teretz b'derech doichik. And it's an interesting teretz. Very, very lomdish kind of teretz. He said like this. He says, you know what Mati Dechai Basa Yotza means? says, what's going to be the halacha that he did? He was over the Aveira. He went and he sat down. It's a murder gedoich kimshah. He sat down. He said, "Listen, it's matzah and it's leil aseda. No, ich muss essen maseba." So he went and he sat down. Nicht nur gezitzen, nor gemacht aseba nazor. So he says, "Are you not going to be yoyt to the mitzvah matzah?" Of course you're going to be yoyt to the mitzvah matzah. What are you going to say? What do you mean? But it was an aveira for him to be mesid. So stel dazu a Yushalmi. The Yushalmi says that when do you say mitzvah baba aveira? By matzah gzula. Why? Because you're being mekayim the mitzvah matzah with a chefza of gozel. The Yushalmi's lashon is he gufa aveira. He says, Obazok Yushalmi, what if in order to be mekayim the mitzvah matzah, you have to carry the matzah out into Rosh Hashanah, from Shlita to Rosh Hashanah, let's say it's Shabbos, and you're carrying, and the shot is, in order to be yoytze, you have to be over an aveira. So you did an aveira, but the mitzvah is not the aveira. So if you shall me, what if somebody had a din kriya of a mace, nishtav kenegedah, and he was kirei al mace on Shabbos? So if you shall me, you're going to tell me mitzvah above aveira will be a memela. You weren't yoytze, your mitzvah's kriya. What's the mitzvah of kriya? The Maisa Kriya, the mitzvah is that your godim needs to be ripped because that's a simon of Aveilus. Rather, you are over in Aveira al Yedei ripping the godim because Kireya could be a Melecha Shabbos. That's what the Shalmi is howling over there. Oh, but it's not going to stir the mitzvah. So what does he mean to say over here? I love this, and I know right away that Shia is going to dingzach on this, so you don't have to unmute. I'm going to say exactly what you're going to say over here. So what does the Hartzvi want to say? The Hartzvi wants to say, if you sat down and you made Aseh ben Azora, so you're over Nissa, you're not supposed to sit in Azora, you're over Aseh ben Azora. Oh, but you're not going to say that it's the mitzvah Haseba of by Matzah, the mitzvah to eat Matzah by Seba was al yidei aveir, it's a mitzvah, that's called a mitzvah above aveir. The mentioned either given aveira, b'shas he was being makayim the mitzvah. But what does it say in Yenu Yishalmi? The fact that the governor is being over an aveira, b'shas being makayim the mitzvah, doesn't make it mitzvah above aveira. It's only if the chetz of the mitzvah is the aveira. The chetz hagozel you want to be makayim the mitzvah with. So now she is going to say over here, if the Aveira of Yeshiva and Bazora is an Aveira of Hakeres, an Aveira of Moira, and means that the Pshat is when you're laying down in Azora, sitting down in Azora, it's a bittul of Moira, and the Pshat is the Mokim Azora. It's an Ishkan Mokim that in Azam Mokim, Kemen Hoben Haseba, it could be that the chetz of Aseba is not shaykh in their mokim. So maybe it will be a mitzvah above Aveira. The chetz of your matzah b'Aseba is taka. That is an Aveira. It's like gozel. It's not like you're ripping the beged. Now, ripping a beged is perfectly fine. That's a simon of Aveilus. Yeah, but Shabbos is the malacha in ripping. Okay, the malacha that there is in ripping doesn't affect in any way the Aveilus that there is by the ripping, right? But over here, the Isser Yeshiva is machmas moira mokum. So it could be that it is a mitzvah above Aveir. That's what she was tying over here. And yesh loden harbe b'tainazu. Okay. So now the shaila is over here like this. So what did the Artzvi want to say? The Artzvi wanted to say, mamish al derech, like al derech what she has said before. So what Mamaz design. The Artzvi said like this. What's the din that you don't need a say? I mean, it's a chiddush gadol. A chiddush gadol. Shaitan Gemara, Talmud Eitzel Rabbi, Ein Tzorach Hasei. Why? Well, it's the halacha of an Eimas Rabbi. Eimas Rabbi. Zot there, it's mistavra that in the Azora, where the pshat is where you b'mokem shtina, so memela oy bazoi, it's mistavra that it's loigora from Talmud Eitzel Rabbi. So avada there's no din haseba, right? Avada you're going to be yoytze the din haseba, and over here it'll be even a bigger tish than Talmud Eitzel Rabbi. Talmud Eitzel Rabbi, we were mechadish before that he has to sit. If he stands, that doesn't go into Ein Tzarech HaSeiba. Ein Tzarech HaSeiba means, because HaSeiba is a steer to Kavod Rab. Over sitting, which is Nishkan Stira, is Taka Chiyuv to sit. In the Azara, where the Ema of the Rebbeinu Shalom, B'mokum Azara, is Mechayiv, that you can't even sit. So now, Fakir, the Choivas Matzah in the Azara is Ba'amidah. Forget, not Yeshiva and not Baseba. So what the whole with these the whole Shaila hates Lishton, right? What was the Shaila over here? Bukhari has a Chiv Aseba, and if there's a Chiv Aseba, so how is he Mekayim the Matzah, and the Shaila is Makav and the Deiraisa, or the Shaila is Be'oifen that he was over that day and he sat down? No. Forget L'chadchila, the mitzvah of Matzah in the Azara is not Mechayiv HaSeiba, the same way it's not Mechayiv HaSeiba, Eitzul Rabbi. That was his svara, a Shena svara, right? L'maisa, the Einayim L'mishpat was very, very mefaktik on this svara, and I'm going to tell you the way I understand what he's saying, why he held that this svara was. He's saying like this. Lama verstehen the etzem zach over here. You have a mitzvah HaSeiba. You're sitting in front of your Rebbe. No, the halacha is that ain't tzarech HaSeiba. Why? I mean, let's ask the Shaila Grob, right? What if the Rebbe tells you not to be Mekayim a mitzvah? You're not mechuyev to listen to your Rebbe, right? So, Kavod Shamayim, I mean, what do you mean? This is my mitzvah, Chabad mitzvah, right? So what's the pshat of the Ein Tzarech HaSeiba? The teretz is, the mitzvah, this is what the Chachamim said over here, the mitzvah of being Mechabed your Rebbe, or the mitzvah of Moira Rabbah, right? Kavod for the Rebbe, Mechabed zayin the Rebbe. So the pshat is, das is doicha the mitzvah HaSeiba. It's stronger than the mitzvah HaSeiba. The Reis, the Rabbanon, the Kitzur, the Rabbanon said, we're not going to go and be misak in a mitzvah, which is a shter, which is a steer to Kvod Rabbah. So Memelo Oibazoi, since the pshat is that the Rebbe is telling you, the Rebbe is telling you not to do a mitzvah. The Rebbe can't tell you not to do a mitzvah. It's as far that we work misak in a mitzvah, but mokum that mitzvah is soisa your din of Kvod Rabbah, of Moira Rabbah. A mitzvah, the mitzvah of HaSeiba over here, das ist a mitzvah, der Chacham will sagen, also is kein sein the mitzvah, das ist a mitzvah for the Rebbeinu Shalom. How could doing a mitzvah for the Rebbeinu Shalom be a steer to the cover for the Rebbeinu Shalom? How could you learn like that? When I sit down to be Mekayim the mitzvah Nazor over here, right? Wie the pshat. What heißt? The Rebbeinu Shalom. No, the Rebbeinu Shalom, the mitzvah gewinnt, she can show no mitzvah. So, wenn any von den Tzivuyim is, es a matzah HaSeiba. That's my chiyuv well Pesach. So how could that mitzvah be a steer? How you stellen that zu to Kvod Rabbi? Kvod Rabbi, the pshat is like, ich hab a chiyuv to be mechabed my Rebbe, hab a chiyuv moira ham for my Rebbe, und soll the Chachamim misaken sein a mitzvah, which that mitzvah is going to force you over here into a conflict with your Rebbe? Man, you have a chiyuv covered, so what should they do? Tell you, no, this is a chiyuv, and forget, you have to listen to us, the Chachamim, and not be mechabed your Rebbe. They don't want to do that. But a mitzvah is not a steer to Kvod Shamayim. Forget, das ist a Kvod Shamayim. Tell the mitzvah, ich tu the mitzvah da. And Essen and Azor is a series of Kvod Shamayim name, but because the Torah says that's the mitzvah to eat in Azor. Ain't Yeshiva B'Azor. Ain't Yeshiva B'Azor is not hadin. Azor was not given. There was no Rishus Yeshiva in Azor. Only Lamalche based off Movad, right? Aber of Tzemekayim sein a mitzvah, of Tzemekayim sein a Kvod Shamayim of HaSeiba. Maybe there should be such a halacha. So therefore, the kasha that the shad is that in the Azora there is no verkehr lechatchila sich nicht gesagt dass in HaSeiba. Verwurzelt sie nicht kein Kvod Shamayim if there would be a seiba to say, if there is a din seiba, then it's not a problem of Kvod Shemayim. In Kvod Rabba, it's a problem of Kvod Rabba, even if there is a mitzvah seiba. Elamai was hey, but I have a mitzvah, but the Rebbe is here, so there would be a conflict. So Pshat is they didn't want to put you in that conflict. They said, okay, there's a mitzvah, you have a mitzvah Kvod Rabba, so Kvod Rabba, you're starting in the din of seiba of a cover to the Rabbeinu Shalom. Why should cover to the Rabbeinu Shalom be b'chlal a steer over here? That's what he held over here. And the Mela Oibazoi, he did not hold from this teretz at all, right? Oh, so now Lamed Tzuri gain. Okay, so we had, so Lamais at the end of the day, it's a Reis to Shiloh, and we don't know over here. Now, if you learn, just the Reis at TheAgudah is like this, that the Brisker Rav stellt avek, as the din of Aseba, there's two ways to learn Aseba. The Rambam is mavur that the kiyum of Aseba is a kiyum of a din b'snei atzma. It's not a din in the mitzvah of masa at all. There's a halacha that you have a din Aseba on Leil Pesach. Finished. This kezayis of masa and the din daled koises, that was the zman that they wanted you to be Makayim, that din Aseba. But the Rambam holds that l'chatchila the mitzvah is the whole Suda. Because it's not a din in the matzah. It's not a din in the dal koises. It's a din in the lokshin soup. It's a din in the chicken. It's a din that night, yen and nach, Dafka Makayim and Aseba. The Brisker Rav doesn't say it, but when you look at the Rambam, it's poshut, that's where he's coming from. The Rambam says that Chaim Odom Lirois is Atzmi, Ki Rambam, beginning of Perek Zayin, Lirois is Atzmi, Kihu Yosem Mitzrayim. And the Rambam says, you're Makayim the mitzvah of a Zacharta, Ki Eved Hayisa, right? So every person has a chiyuv to show that night that he went out of Mitzrayim. Zok the Rambam, how do you show that mitzvah? How do you show? Zok the Rambam, how you Makayim La'aretz as Asmoy? Haseba. Haseba is a kiyum of La'aretz as Asmoy. That's right. So the Shaitan with matzah dafka, so the Shaitan with grada, they were Makayim it b'shas to eat the matzah. So you have to eat over again, not because of the matzah. You have to eat over again Makayim Haseba. No, the Chachamim want you Makayim Haseba b'shas the matzah, so you eat no kashtiku matzah. The matzah you b'chlal yoytz already over here. So the whole kasha eitzach nishton versteht man doch. If you learn like that, vort from the Brisker Rav, when you were Makayim, you're eating in Azara v'shteit. If you ate matzah, you're Makayim yoytz nechavot to the Pesach. What's the shiur? Oh, wait. Haseba? What's Haseba? Haseba, you'll go out of the Azor and you eat something else. And Makayim Haseba and something else. The shiur is only a shiur if you learn pashas like the Rav stellt avek and the Rosh. The Rosh learns that it's ma'akiv in the matzah. The Haseba is a din in the matzah. The matzah daf hom Haseba. So we may like the matzah daf hom Haseba. So it's a gefrekt, you can't be yoytzim nechayvosim b'matzah. But if the matzah daf nishton Haseba is a din b'fnei asmon, so then l'choyer the shayla hates of nishton, and the male like the Rambam it's tam good. That's klapi, that shayla klapi brachas. But now let's get back to our shaylas over here that we cleared. So l'choyer, the svara is like this. If the pshat is, what was the shaylas over here? So let's talk about the shayla which he said was the sharf the shayla. The sharf the shayla was that the person was sitting in front of his Rebbe, and he didn't know that his Rebbe was there. Had no idea. And he's eating, and he ate shaloi b'aseba. Afterwards he says, oy vey, I ate shaloi b'aseba. So now, I have to eat over again to eat b'aseba. So then his friend tells him, oh boy, you lucked out over here. You don't have to eat anything over again. Why? Because your Rebbe was here, and the Meiloi Bazoi, the din was that you didn't have to eat Paseba. So now the Shiloh was, since the person when he was eating had no idea that the Rebbe was there, so his not eating Paseba had nothing to do with Kloid Rabbi. Wasn't being Machabed his Rebbe before. So you can't say that, oh, now he doesn't eat after you because Aliba the Emes. What's Hotzah Aliba the Emes? His rebel was there. Aber Aliba the Emes, his not eating Baseba was not being Makayim, the din of Kloid Rabba. Because din was not being Makayim, the Kloid Rabba. There's no Aliba the Emes over here. Aliba the Emes, he was Lishitasa, he was supposed to eat Baseba. Now that he knows that even though now he knows that the rebel was there, but he has to eat the Kazayas Matzah over again because the rebel is there. So now the pshat is like this: when he's going to eat the Kazayas Matzah over again, right? He is going to what? He's not going to be able to do Aseh because now he knows the rebel is there. So now if he knows that the rebel is there, so what is he being misaken over here? So if the pshat is that you have to eat over the Kazayas Matzah because if you ate the Kazayas Matzah Shaloi Bahaseba, then you felt in the mitzvah of matzah. So you got to eat over again the kazayis out the matzah. So you felt it. You felt in the key of a matzah. You're not going to anyway do a seder by now. The second kazayis, who cares? Be bound by the first kazayis. You were supposed to eat baseba, and you did it. So you have to eat over the matzah. But the din is that what something you felt, even on the tzad, that you thought that you didn't realize the rebel was there. So you thought in your mind you had to eat paseba. You didn't eat paseba. You forgot to eat paseba. So what's felt there? The kiyum paseba. The kiyum paseba you're not going to have anyway. So the shaila heitzach nishtar, right? The shaila vetzach nor unhaven. If you're going to say like this, and the case will be where he ate the matzah and the rebel was there, he didn't realize the rebel was there, and he ate shaloi baseba. Then they told him, the rebel was there. You weren't supposed, the rebel was there. So he says, oy vey. So he ate shaloi baseba. Then he was supposed to eat over again baseba. Then they told him, no, the rebel was there. So he says, so I wasn't supposed to eat baseba. Yeah, but you weren't Makayim. Lamais, at the end of the day, you be about you in your mind. So but dear felt Hasebas. He says, yeah, but Lamaisa, what am I going to do? Do Haseba now? The Rebbe's not here. What happened? The Rebbe now went out. So if the Rebbe now went out, now he could be Makayim. The second Kazayas over here, the Haseba, that if you held that the first Kazayas, he said them gefelt the mitzvahs Haseba. So that would be the Shiloh over here in Lomnis. That would be the Shiloh over here. I'll call upon him. Rabbi say it's you hear the Stodim over here. It's it's ganz Freilach and ganz Yontiv and I think I went over my half-hour allotment, but I hope that I didn't make the oilam too confused. A little bit confused is good, but not too confused to understand that study Ashayl over here. Okay, I'm going to keep quiet over here.
I'm going to unmute. And so everybody can give you a thank you and a Yesher Koyach.
We should be able to come back and have a shiur in person without a mute button.
We were all listening. We were listening to Haseba.
What?
Everybody was listening to Haseba.
That's going to be one of the shilas now. That's going to come out of this whole, the matzah over here. If I'm the next Talmud, will say Rabbi.
Right.
If by the Seder you had a heta from Atzola to keep on your phone because you had to be in touch with an older person, and on the phone happened to be a Rebbe or this, was there a Chiyav HaSeiba during that Seder? You had the Shiloh.
Yeah, you have to stand up when you walk into the room if you see him by a video. If you had a video conference and he walks into a room, a Rebbe and walks into a room, you have to stand up if you only see him. He has to be able to see you, obviously, right? He can't
right.
See you,
obviously, yeah. There was I'll tell you another interesting Shiloh. I just didn't want to be marach over here, but it's like this. So there was a Gadol Echad who was by they were sitting by a Seder, a Grosser Gadol. I'm not going to say which Gadol, but it was a big Gadol. And so they were sitting. The Rebbe didn't give rishus, so they were sitting and they ate shaloi baseba. Right now, Punkt when they were eating Lamazogin, I think it probably wasn't by the first Gazayas. So let's say by the Afikoimen. Punkt when they were eating, the Rebbe walked out for a few minutes. The Rebbe the Choicha, Nishkan Malach, he also, Nishkan Para, he had to go to the whatever. He comes back and he looks around the table and he says, the oil matching yes and Afikoimen. So they like everyone shook their head. He said, Medaf Iberesin. Why? He says, because you probably ate Shaloi Ba'asebo, but Lamaisa, I wasn't here. And the male of Ibalt, I walked out, so therefore, at the time that I walked out, we weren't any more Talmud Eitzel Rabbi. So the male of Ibalt, you never had them.
What if you don't know when he's coming back in?
Like a Yotze
Let's say you don't know when he's coming back in. He can come in any second.
So you're timing like this. Oy the chiv is als midin keyboard. So covered l'chayr is only when he's here. You have a chiv to be mechaber. The din is moira. So that moira is b'chayiv even when he's not here. You can't eat basei because maybe he'll come in.
Right.
But you're naming on an interessante Sache over here. You're naming on that the pshat is that. Let's say you would know, I don't know what, there's a light that goes, whatever, there's a way to know when he's coming or not. Then the pshat is, at that time, in other words, you're naming on that the din of Talmud Eitzel Rabbi is totally in the Shas Achila Mamish. It's not totally in the set, in other words, as we medayik before, the Haseba is a din in the Mokkah Meishavai from the Seder. If the Mokkah Meishavai has no din to be by Seba because I'm spraving the Seder Eitzel Rabbi, so then I have to it changes by the minute. I don't know. It's an interessante shaila, right? But I'll call upon him. Azayit Yeden Gadol Gehalten. I don't know why he didn't feel al Smoira. That's the chayr of the raya that it wasn't Rav Hutner, because Rav Hutner would definitely have held that al Smoira nobody's allowed to be massive even when he's not there.
My question is, did they come back next year?
Even Rebbetzin David has one, no?
Well, if she was by the Seder, you couldn't sit by Seder, but forget about him. Shai, are you still on?
I'm still here. Or which Shai? Which one?
No, I mean the Chaim Berliner Shai.
No, ich bin da.
I'm scared. I want to make sure. I don't like. You know what I'm talking about, but I don't know.
Are you concerned here that maybe the Talmidim walked out and then they came back? Is that what the difference is? Chas v'sholom. Yesher koyach again to Rabbi Reis. Thank you, everybody. Shkoyach.
Okay, get mine.
Thank you. Don't forget tonight, everybody. First of all, thank you to the sponsors, Anisfeld, Levin, Levine, families, Lila Nishmas, their parents. Tonight at 7:45, we have Einig Yontav continues with Moshe Bergson, Shlita from New York. We'll be addressing the Oilam as well. Same number, same bat channel. See you then. Have a good Yontav. Good morning.
Good night. Good night.
Hello?